What happens when the very act of skateboarding is outlawed? Well, Skate Alley is going to show you in all of its pastel pop punk glory. Now, I will say a full disclosure before we go into this comic. I am not a skateboarder, or I have not skateboarded since I was like 9, and so I'm not into the culture. I'm not into like any of the lingo that goes into skateboarding. So yeah, if I miss some stuff, it's probably gonna fly over my head. However, where I'll say I'm a fan of is one of the co-writers, Sam Humphries. He wrote the Ultimate Comics era of the original Ultimates back when Jonathan Hickman left the book, and it was pretty good. And also, he's the guy who wrote that arc where Steve Rogers became president of the United States. He also wrote the Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz Green Lanterns run on from all the way back in DC Rebirth, and I actually have that entire run collected somewhere. So yeah, real big fan of his. And also, Kelly Sue DeConnick, I think, is also one of the co-writers. She's the one who basically revamped Carol Danvers for modern comic audiences. Is basically the lady behind the Carol Corps and all of her fans. And so yeah, some really good creatives on this team. And one thing I will say about this is that you could definitely tell the vibe of the book, just by Nacha Busto's art and colors. It is a very soft-looking thing, very colorful, and again, very pop-punk. Because there is a sense of rebellion, and in this book, there's a sense of attitude, but it's also very pastel, very pretty. So yeah, kind of a mix of stuff like that. Best way to describe it is, actually, I don't know if I have a good comparison. I do have a good comparison for the main character, Allie herself, because again, and the world building of this book kind of shows that the Department of Civic Integrity has banned the act of skateboarding all across us LA in this alternate timeline, and the safest way to skateboard is to skate with a clan, or basically skate with a group. But Allie, she's determined to just be a lone skater. And her loner attitude is kind of explained. And her mom is clearly dead. And her mom is clearly missing, and her dad is pretty devastated. He seems like a bit of a bum, but Allie clearly still somewhat cares about him. And this has kind of left her with a bit of a more closed-off attitude, but even still, she has a really energetic, passionate attitude for skateboarding and stuff. She's like the Genki Girl archetype you kind of see a lot of. She kind of reminds me a bit of characters like Luz from the Owl House or Anne from Amphibia, and hey, I like those kind of characters. So I like that. And yeah, the dialogue's pretty good. The characters we meet in issue 1 are pretty entertaining. And there are some good world-building elements I like in this, like, again, the Department of Civic Integrity, which, like a lot of committees in this world, these AIM rejects kind of want to try to ban anything that the youths like. If for anyone who thinks that the premise of the government outlawing skateboarding is kind of a thing, again, look up guys like Frederick Wortham and his book Seduction of the Innocent. And it said conservative people in America have always tried to ban stuff that young people like because they don't understand it. And and of course, there's a bit of a supernatural element going on with the Rush, which seems like a weird, quasi-mystical, force-like thing that's involved with speed and momentum and skateboarding. And so yeah, there is some kind of... We are fully in weird alternate universe territory with this book. Although there's some elements that I'm kind of not into. Ooh, the clans are... Again, the clans, not really into the whole clan rivalry thing. And it could just be a skater culture thing that I don't know. And also, there's a talking skateboard, or at least a psychic skateboard or whatever. Or that starts talking to Allie near the end of the issue. So that's a bit weird, even for this book. So we're going to have to see where it goes. And yeah, it's basically it's technically a good issue 1, but it's not I would say it's a groundbreaking issue 1. It's a decent setup for the rest of the series. So yeah, Skate Alley issue 1, overall a pretty fun book. I'm curious to see where the rest of this goes, and hey, it's only 4 issues, so not that much of an investment in both time and money. I'm giving issue 1 a 3 out of 5. Thank you guys for watching the video. Oh, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you know when I review the next issue. Until next time, have a great day.